Welcome back. So we are live again, once again today. And welcome to yet another enlightening webinar that is brought to you by Acha Support Foundation under the Visit MHP initiative in collaboration with Career Naksha. At iChars, we are committed to empowering coaches and mental health practitioners to contribute to a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling world. We achieve this by providing comprehensive step-by-step training that equips them with advanced coaching and therapeutic skills. This in turn enables them to better serve their clients while achieving their professional and personal aspirations. This webinar is proudly brought to you by iChas Support Foundation, an integral non-profit branch of iChas under their Visit MHP initiative in collaboration with Career Naksha. The entire thing revolves around the case, that is the creating awareness and providing support, offering education, and we firmly believe that by enhancing public awareness, educating communities, and providing individuals with the right tools, we can foster optimal mental health for everyone. And we also host regular case discussions. That's every second Tuesday of month at 6:30 p.m. And this case discussion is specifically to help all the psychologists and psychology students to develop problem solving and analytical skills. We have subsidized therapy for all psychology students as well as psychologists. Today, we have with us from Career Naksha, Ms. Paki. She will give some small introduction about Career Naksha, what exactly is Career Naksha, so that you have a better idea. And in order to enroll in any of the courses related to Visit MHP, iCharts, or Career Naksha, all the channel links will be given in the description bar down below. So here with us is Paki. Welcome, Paki, to this amazing, wonderful, another live.
Thank you so much, Ranjit. Career Naksha is an edge startup based out of Vadodara, Gujarat, and it is run by alumni from IITs, IIMs, VIT, and MSU, along with world's leading career psychologists, HR professionals, and industry experts. Career Naksha provides modern, personalized, data-driven psychometrics, career counseling, and development platform to school and college students and graduate and early professionals. We have already helped 15,000 plus school and college students finding their right career path in the last 5 years with the help of scientific methods and tools like psychometrics and personalized counseling. With our reach and coverage, we have touched more than 10 lakh students across India digitally via all our social media channels and completed more than 15,000 hours of counseling and expanded our mentors and counselors network to 4,300 in diverse areas. Career Naksha provides a personalized, data driven, psychometric based career counseling and development platform to school as well as college students, graduates, and early professionals. It has specialized focus on tier 3 cities and beyond. Thus far, we have worked with more than 10 lakh students in the last 5 years, with nearly 95% of its users situated in non metro areas and the government schools in Gujarat, Hyderabad, Delhi, and other cities of India. The test helps students to recognize their aptitude, capabilities, and interests. We have developed the psychometric test taking into account the ONET framework of Indian context, published their research and commercialized psychometrics from school standard to professionals. The CCI is a non-profit scientific and educational wing which was founded by Dr. Divakar Sir in 2011 and has aims to promote human well-being and mental health support and career counseling in India by research and practice of psychology. The Counselor Council of India and Career Naksha are two prominent organizations dedicated to guiding individuals on their career paths and personal development. With Counselor Council of India focuses on accrediting and promoting qualified career counselors across the country. Career Naksha is a dynamic platform that provides a wide range of resources, tools, and expert guidance to help individuals make informed decisions about their careers and personal growth. Both organizations play a crucial role in supporting and empowering individuals as they navigate complex landscape of education, employment, and personal development in India. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paki, for this wonderful introduction. I will definitely provide all the links for all our wonderful viewers so that they can join Career Naksha and they can explore more about Career Naksha as well as visit MHP. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now I'll introduce our speaker, our honorable speaker, Mrs. Arshi Singh. Welcome, Mrs. Arshi, ma'am. How are you?
Hi, good evening. I'm not Mrs. I'm Miss Arshi. Thank you for giving me
I
this.
apologize. So sorry.
Thank you for giving me this platform. For sharing whatever I can in any way that I can help develop, students looking for career options. And I am a cognitive hypnotic psychotherapist. I have my own practice, and so here I am going to just help psychologists with career options beyond clinical psychology. So, can I begin now?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. So today's webinar will revolve around the topic of psychology careers beyond clinical practice. That's the diverse pathway. So, ma'am, you can take forward from here.
Please call me Arshi. Yes, I am taking forward. So I'm
Okay.
going to I'm going to share the screen. Yeah.
Sure, ma'am, you are able to do so.
Okay. Strangely, I'm not able to see what I'm sharing. So I think just give me a minute.
I'll do so. You can try once again.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing is showing, right? Now this sharing is not showing. I mean, at least I can't see. Can you see?
Not exactly. Not as of now.
Try one more time. And I will see the entire screen. So yeah, this will be then
You might get some options
now.
down in. Just check out if you can see. Yeah.
So, oh my God. Just a second, yeah. We have to upload it first on this app. So, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Isn't there any option of showing it directly? Like,
No, so I'm not getting that kind of an option. So I thought maybe I'll just because what is happening is multiple windows are showing. So anyway, I will begin with why there is a need for understanding that there are other career options. So what happens is when somebody says, "Okay, I'm a psychologist," the first thing that comes into mind is clinical psychology, and it is kind of limiting because if everyone is looking at a career option as a clinical psychologist, then maybe you may feel a little bit restricted. So I wanted to share today that there are more ways than one that one can be a psychologist, and there are numerous fields, subfields of psychology that kind of help you pick a career. And also, why is it so important to pick a career? Uh, you know, we it's your life, right? And there's a very nice quote which says that there are few decisions that are as profound as picking your choice of a field of work or career, because not only will you spend considerable amount of time on that particular job, but it will be the most important choice of your life, because it will affect your lifestyle, your personal life, your work life, and all this will require adjustment, and also it will affect your mental life. And being in this field of mental health, we better pick the right thing. So it is that important, and it is also not such that you pick up once and you're done with it. You pick it up, but you will have to continuously keep developing your career path. It becomes a mission in your life, because you pick up a career, a subfield, and you want to work on that. But it doesn't end there. You have to plan, literally have milestones, and say that, okay, if this is what I want to pick, and if this is where I want to go, and if this is what I want to earn, and this is what I want to contribute, how do I plan my milestones? And that milestones are going to be yearly, if not 6 months, at least yearly, so that you know what are the things that you need to do to upgrade. Since I'm not able to share the screen, and I apologize for that, I'm going to have to just continue talking, I guess, right? So let me introduce, I mean, we all know as psychologists what is clinical psychology, right? I don't think I need to get into that. And we all know that it is focused on diagnosing and treating mental illness, I would say, or states, I would say. So let's understand the different subfields. We all already know that there are different subfields of psychology, such as research, industrial, organizational, forensic, development, and so on. So I will touch upon these, each one of them, and make you understand that these are also different career options that you can have. So let's understand, there is a subfield called research. So you will have you can be a research psychologist. And what does a research psychologist do? What is research psychology? It is understanding the human behavior through scientific research. If there is an idea that you want to explore, if you want to put that forward, an assumption, you will then need to back it up with research. And then a research psychologist will collate all the data and use all the research methods, collate the data, analyze the data, and then present or publish. Now, what kind of areas will such a psychologist work in? They could be in academia, they could be in the government, they could be in NGOs, they could also be in private sector. And private sector is the most interesting, where research psychologists are concerned. Why? Because millions and millions are spent on research on consumer behavior. We've all heard of how marketing agencies and advertising agencies, sell a product. They don't just go out into the market and say, hey, I have this pen, let's go and sell it. No, there will be research psychologists who will be designing the research in such a way to understand whether this product will even run in the market. What is the psychology behind consumers? Who will consume or buy such a product? Now, these findings are very valuable. They then understand that, okay, if maybe the pen would psychologically, maybe the pen, if it is not in this color, but if it is in some other color, it would sell more. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. So that is one. Then we have industrial and organizational psychology, my favorite. So here, not only how a workplace should look ergonomically designed and the feel of a place of a workplace, but most importantly, how do we treat employees, workers, co-workers in conjunction with the organizational policies and codes that will bring out the best of the employee and increase productivity, leading to overall well-being of the organization. So here, what will a industrial and organizational psychologist do? Here, most importantly, the industrial and organizational psychologist, also very well paying, at par with clinical psychologists, is that they will improve the workplace dynamics and effectiveness of the organization in terms mainly related to work. No exploitations. They will understand that, okay, work hours, break hours, employee, they will assess also the employee satisfaction. They will design the training programs. They will provide consultation on leadership development and team building. So it is all about industrial and organizational psychology and how we work with each other so that optimum best comes out of it and no exploitation comes out of it. After that is a forensic psychologist. A forensic psychologist is very interesting because now you are studying criminal behavior and you will usually work with the criminal justice system. And here you will apply psychological principles to legal matters. Your role will include evaluating criminal mindset, competency, and also a forensic psychologist will help in selecting jury because that is also a very important part of the justice system. Who do you pick when there is a jury decision? And so what so also you will find them working with defendants, working with also with where testimony in court is concerned. They will be working with a lot of with law agencies, consulting with the law enforcement agencies, and also helping with criminal investigations and profiling. So much so that forensic psychologists also come up in many organizations where you go for an interview, you will do some sort of a test, a written test. In that test, it is very uniquely put in there to figure out that if you are a fit and if you are not of a criminal mind, because it is better that you're screened out now than later after you do something big. And we've all seen occasionally that major scams happen. What is that psychology behind such a person? What makes them do that? So forensic psychology is also used in IO. Then we have sports psychology, and here this a sports psychologist will work with athletes. They will manage their performance, they'll manage their stress, and they will help them overcome mental barriers. Also, they could either work with individual athletes, like how coaches would work, or they would work with coaches, or they would be hired by the system so that they can come and understand and help the athletes. And then also maybe the organized sports organization as a whole will definitely have a sports psychologist. And if you're into sports, then that will be perfectly aligned to you. So a job description of a sports psychologist would be to optimize performance and mental well-being of athletes. Psychological assessments of sports people. What will push them? What will make them deliver better, perform better is what a sports psychologist would do. Also, they will help with performance anxiety and injury recovery. So these are other fields of psychology. Then you have a health psychologist. And what is health psychology? It is basically to focus on factors that are affecting physical health and well-being. Now, the roles here will include counseling, health behavior interventions in hospitals or clinics or even public health organizations or even academic. So here a job description would read something like to focus on intersection of psychological and physical health. So they will conduct research on health behaviors, provide counseling for individuals coping with chronic illnesses, and then design interventions to promote a healthy lifestyle. Then we have educational psychology. And what is that? Here people learn and develop within the educational system a curriculum, then assessing learning needs, providing support to students and educators. So, where will they work? They will work obviously in schools and colleges, educational consulting firms, and also government agencies. So, how would a job description sound like? It would be to assess learning disabilities, develop interventions for risk students, provide consultations to teachers, administrators on educational practices, and the best way of learning. They will come up with modules, and learning uh, training which will work effectively. What are the ways in which we learn? We all know it is VAK, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, right? These are the kind of things that they will capitalize on and understand, okay, what is the best way for people to learn, to design curriculum? And if that is the best way, how can we also help people who are uh, not so advantageous in learning? So they will come up with special learning modules for them as well. Then you have the counseling psychology, which we all are, I think, very, very well aware of. So it is kind of related to clinical psychology, but not as clinical, where you diagnose and label a illness, a mental illness. But here it is more of personal and interpersonal functioning across lifespan. The role would kind of include career counseling, therapy, psychotherapy, guidance on personal development, and psychologists can work in communities, health centers, schools, and universities. And most importantly, the job description would definitely involve knowing psychotherapy, career counseling, guidance on issues such as relationship problems, stress management, and self esteem. So, this is what a counseling psychologist will do. Then we have human factor psychology. Now, here is very interesting because if you give engineers or technical people to come up with a product, they're not going to think about how humans would like to use a product or a service. So, here, a human factor is brought in through the help of a psychologist, where things like human factor psychologist would help in making user friendly products and services, also improve in workplace safety, enhance user experiences. Everything that you see is designed, has a design, and there is a lot of psychology behind what you see even on a web page. Why should it look the way it looks? Why should the form be on the right or it should be on the left? Why should there be a text box down and a sign off line here? What is the user going to think, and how is he going to click? The user psychology again comes in, because we are talking about tech. Now, how do we integrate tech into psychology? So this is where human factor psychology come in, and people work in tech companies mostly for such things, and government agencies also, and also design firms. So a job description for such a thing would read like, yes, you would definitely need to be tech savvy, and if you are already interested in technology, you can very nicely combine this. So a design user interface psyche behind that, usability testing, and then you would provide recommendations on product design and workplace safety as a human factor psychologist. Then we have environmental psychology, and that studying between the interaction of individuals and their physical surroundings. Now, here the role could be assessing, the impact of environment on an individual, whether the environment is your work environment or is it an external environment. How does it affect human beings? Especially found in this area is the planning and architectural firm, where they use environmental psychologists to design their plans, their uh, mostly planning a city, or because when you're planning a city, you need to take in the environment in. So then when an environmental psychologist is roped in, then you are able to plan better as a planner, a town planner, or as an architect. Big architectural firms will use environmental psychologist. And so in this, they will explore the relationship between people and the physical environment, and then study the impact of urban design on well-being. Thoughtless development seems to take place in most states these days, but if they develop interventions to promote environmental conservation and then consult on the design of the therapeutic or educational spaces, all those things that are related to environment, like I said, whether it's internal or external, is then handled by environmental psychologists. And most importantly, town planners do need to use them, because it is where we're living and our environment is very important to us. Then, second last is the psychotherapist, psycho art therapist. If you have a background in art already, you can combine psychology and art and come up with a profession of being a psycho art therapist, where you also combine other uh, modalities like CBT and other interventions. So you will integrate elements of art and psychotherapy to address mental health issues, promote self-expression, and facilitate growth and healing. Now, why do we need this? We need this for, especially for people, for clients who find it very difficult to talk, and there are clients and patients like that who find it very difficult to talk and to express themselves. So when art is used so that they could express themselves, it is combined with psychology to interpret what the patient or the client has drawn, so that you can deduce a intervention based on what has been expressed through art. So definitely a job description would read uh, to have the modality of a CBT, which is behavioral therapy, mindfulness based techniques, and emotional and psychological issues, and talk therapy. And also, you will need to help them to make art activities and creative expressions, just so that you can help them understand them, help them understand themselves, and help you understand what is it that they need intervention in. And then my last but not the least, my last actually, my most favorite is the AI psychologist. You cannot go wrong in this, because this is the future. AI as in artificial intelligence. How to make machines human-like is what is right now the future. So this is a very promising path to pick on, because as psychologist, you will then specialize in development and implementing the ethical use of artificial intelligence, and also combining psychology to make products, whether they're chatbots or whether they're actually robots or whether they're just machine learning. Because if you give an engineer the mind to do and come up with certain products which are artificially enhanced, it will not be as psychologically inducing a user to use these products than it would be when a AI psychologist designs it with the help of the engineers. So when they have to eventually, I mean, who knows better than anyone than a psychologist about human behavior? So applying human behavior to machines, to make them think like human beings, to make them react like them, do work like human beings, is more sought after right now, is the AI psychologist. So of course you will also research whether what they're doing is also ethical, because eventually it is this intersection of machine and human being. So we need to keep that in mind, and also consider mental health and work on improving the accuracy and effectiveness of all AI driven psychological interventions. So where would the people work? Where would AI psychologists work? Obviously in the tech companies, technology, healthcare organization. Even I see when I'm reading up on this, also beauty related research institute. So there is a lot going on in AI, with psychology. And then that brings me to the end of my presentation, and the floor is open for questions if you may have any.
Oh, thank you so much, ma'am, for putting light on even career beyond clinical practice. And it was amazing to know that there are more than 5 categories. It was like too good to know. Because when we think of psychology, generally we think of either clinical practice or we think of coaches. That's it. So it was a wonderful, knowledgeable session for all of us. I hope everyone have an idea that other than clinical and counseling, what are the other options that you can choose as a psychologist? If from audience, if anyone have any questions or any doubts related to this particular topic, they are free to put in chat box and we can take it up. Or else we will take the questions later and we will get back to you. Let's wait for some time and check.
You can type in the question because then I can read them. If they have no questions, then I think we're done.
Yeah, let's wait for some time and let's see if at all anyone have any questions related to this particular topic. It was so amazing to know
Ali,
that
Shabir.
it was wonderful to know psychology in field of AI as well.
Yes, it's very, very interesting, and the development is insane actually, because they're making robots in the form of human, and they're going to teach human behavior to them. Who better than psychologists to teach human behavior to machines but us?
Very true. Very true.
And then people who have this combination of tech background, they will really do well with it. Even, I mean, not so necessary to so much as tech law. You have to be a technical engineer or anything like that. No, but I think you
Absolutely.
can get into that. What are the courses for human factor, environmental psychologists, art psychotherapy? Also, if you could share some institute where these courses are offered. Now, the courses everywhere. If you go into Google search, you will know where. If you just type these, you will find them. So they are not. You become a psychologist, and then you kind of enhance your skills in these. So when you type a search, you will find lot of colleges offering you, lots of them offering you these. You then have to tweak and understand which line should you go to and what is it that you need to learn about human factor. How do you integrate human into machines? Environmental psychologist again, so you have to study environmental sciences. Psychotherapy you will have to study separately. Even if you type, like even iChars offers best psychotherapy course,
Absolutely.
and
Very well said.
you will find there's a lot of resources online, lots of institutes who offer. But then you will be then combining environmental studies with psychology. You will be combining psychotherapy with psychology, or human factor, human understanding, human um, processes into putting it into machines, or understanding how you'll have when you Google, you'll find lots of them.
Absolutely. So it will be a combination of 2 at a time.
Yeah, there are a lot of institutes that offer environmental sciences.
So I think there are not much questions in chat box. So let's conclude our today's session. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us. And thank you so
Thank you,
much
Ranji, for giving me the platform. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure to be here. We would also like to thank Career Naksha, our collaborators, for the webinar. And we will give all the links down in the description bar so that you can come and check our upcoming courses. You can also be getting some, we will also be putting some links for subsidized therapy, wherein you can get some discounts, all psychology students as well as psychologists. And we will also put the links of our websites. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ranjit. Thank you, Career Naksha. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Bye-bye.
Everyone, see you. Have a nice
Yeah,
wonderful
Vishal.
day.
So if you, Vishal is saying, please answer my question.
Yeah,
Vishal,
yes, yes.
if you Google environmental sciences, you will then combine that with psychology. If you Google psychotherapy, like I said, iChars also offers. Then human studies, right? The behavior, the mindset. If you Google these, you will find them. I think even
Absolutely.
Reliance has environmental sciences. Psychotherapy, iChars.
Yes.
All right.
So let's Yeah. So let's end the
Art
slide.
psychotherapy. There are plenty online courses again. There, I mean, I can't promote any one of them on this platform, but if you Google art psychotherapy, you will find art psychologist or art psychotherapy.
For all the other questions or all the other follow-up questions, answer will be provided again in description as well or in the
All
comments
right.
as well.
Thank you. Tada. Bye bye.
Bye. See you.